Good morning, everybody. It is May 31st. It is the end of May, and it's official. The median price has gone up to $485 based on all the closings we had this month. So I adjusted the price. To reflect the equity gain that people have gained, depending on when they bought, and of course what the price is. But the median price, this is a chart that shows people exactly where we are in the scheme of things. So it is really critical that you are showing this to people. John's phone just went off. Sorry. Anyway, it's critical that you show this chart to people so that they really understand what you're telling them, that that they have equity, that they can sell their home, that they can buy another home. So I always want to make sure everybody is out there telling everybody else that, right? Because we want them to know, let's see here, we want them to know that they have equities like casino chips. You know that, right? It's on paper. That's why the iBuyer platforms can say, oh, I'm only going to take, this much money from you. And it's not real money. They're not taking it from their hands. So that's why casinos give you chips, because it's not like they're taking your money, or what we call money. They're just chips. So it's the same mentality. So let's look at today's stats. We've got the 35 days of inventory, which is absolutely fantastic. We have 3,417 homes, single family homes on the market, and 968 of those are 475,000 and under. Haven't adjusted that to 485, but we will for tomorrow's show. Anyway, you just listed 59 of those homes, and that gives us 28% of the market in that sweet spot median price. And since Friday, you've listed 244 homes, which is awesome. And that's keeping us up over a month of inventory. We have put 120 under contract. And on Friday, you closed 389 homes. So that is fantastic. We may have some more homes coming in today. It's the last day of the month. So we'll see how that impacts the month. For May, we sold 130 homes a day. And that's how we get the days of inventory. We take the total availables divided by the number of sales we're making, and that tells us the days of inventory. This is just for those zip codes that we showed you earlier. This is not Boulder City. It's not Mesquite. It's not Pahrump. It is the greater Las Vegas area. And let's see here. What else is notable? Investors still buying 49 homes a day. I don't see that changing. The good news is, or the big news is, for the first time, the $1 million homes are selling at a rate of 5.51 per day. We were down at 5.49 for the most of the year, and now it's tipped over to 5.5. So that's amazing. We have sold 810 million plus dollar homes this year to date. In 2021, we sold 1,672. So we're only 5 months into the year, and we're just about close to half of what we did last year. So I think that number is going to be bigger this year. And if we continue with 5.51 sales per day, it will be, because last year it was just 4.6. And then look at 2020. It was way down at 1.6. So the $1 million market is the hot market in Las Vegas. And all those California buyers are bringing their money here. We know, right? We know because this is where, Las Vegas, where people are moving to, is Las Vegas. And they're from California, Utah, Texas, Chicago, and Florida, which always amazes me. But I think Florida has weather that we don't have. Their insurance rates are higher because of the weather. And it rains every day, and it's a little muggy. Let's see, they have bugs. They have big bugs, and they have snakes and alligators. None of those things. I guess we have some bugs, and yes, we have some snakes, but not like that, not like in Florida. I lived in Atlanta, Georgia, and I visited Florida all the time, and I saw all those things. Anyway, Arizona, I don't know. I think people move to Arizona maybe thinking that they can tolerate that hot weather, but it's pretty hot, and then they move here. Ours is tolerable. Yes, it's hot, but I think it's better than Phoenix, and so do a lot of other people too. I'm not sure why people move here from Texas, except that Texas is vast. It's a little bit different. I don't know. It's just not the same cosmopolitan feel that Las Vegas has and people love. So that's what's going on. I really, let's see, what did I do here? This is the MLS, and I ran this morning to show us that yes, it has maintained that 485, which I think we started seeing, throughout the whole month. But then by the time we get to the end of the month, then we can put our seal on it. And yeah, it is that. So today, I'm going to segue a little bit. I did do a $1 million listing video. I'm going to post it in the group. I'm getting a little better, I think, because I read the remarks, and then I actually did this twice and I cut out some of my ums and when I made some mistakes. So I'm getting better though. I'm getting better. And I'm telling you, practice makes better. And it will. This is a different home because it has no HOA, but I am going to start featuring the $1 million home of the day in my YouTube channel. They allow you to do a feature page. And I believe you can change it daily. If you can't, I'll find that out, but I think you can. I'm not a YouTube expert. I just put them up there. And I do cut the stats. I do cut my video in two parts right now. I take the stats and just do the daily stats, and then I do the whole video for those that want to listen to the whole show. Yeah, so this was a very different home. There was another home that was listed. Interestingly, it was over 2 million, 2.9 maybe, in the Las Vegas Country Club, but no pictures. And we know, hopefully they'll get some pictures. Hopefully. I understand that it's selling at a very reduced price. In the agent-to-agent remarks, it does say that it's on the market for far less than it's worth. So it might be if you're in that marketplace for, have customers in the 2 to 3 million marketplace, you might want to look at it. And it's just 5 minutes from the strip there at the Las Vegas Country Club. So didn't have a lot to go on. So I decided I would do this one. This was also listed yesterday. And I'm not sure how many, let's see if it shows how many views it got. I don't think it does. No, this one doesn't. I took what I did on this one that was different is I took the remarks away and just read the remarks, because the remarks don't flow with the pictures like I was saying last week. So I tried to do that myself, and I scrolled up and down through the pictures to show what I was talking about on the screen. Anyway, just a little tip, because the pictures don't flow with the remarks. Anyway, that's that for today. And what's the tip of the day? Well, the tip of the day is that if you haven't contacted your database and you have clients that maybe from 2 to 5 years ago, let's say, I think you should prepare a CMA for them. I think you should put a sticky note on it. Say, hey, Ruthie, you've done well. Curious? Have you had any thoughts of trading up or down? Let's talk soon. And then just put your phone number. Now, you do the MLS CMA, you put the sticky on it, maybe you circle the, what the home value is so that they know exactly, because not everybody is familiar with our CMA statistics and how they're presented. So you might want to draw a little bit on there, but take a little time and make sure that when you do send it, that they understand that their home has increased in value. And then you want to follow up with a phone or a text. And I would recommend a text. Now, if they're a past client, hopefully you do have their phone number. And you might just say, I sent you something in the mail. It's the current value of your home, and might be very interesting because values have increased. Don't tell them too much, or they won't open the mailer, and you want them to see the mailer. And then there's another program called Sly Broadcast. And this is where you make a voicemail. And and it's my husband's phone. Anyway, so you Sly Broadcast is a program where you do a voicemail, and then what you do is, hold on, everybody, hang on, oh please, oh please. I'm back. Sorry, John's phone went off and he answered it. So anyway, what was I saying? So Sly Broadcast, it's a program where you do a voicemail. Sorry, you do a voicemail, and it keeps the voicemail, and then you put in the phone numbers, and that voicemail goes out to all those phone numbers, but it goes to their voicemail, not their. They can't answer that call. It goes, Sly Broadcast goes to their voicemail. So that, just in case a lot of people still listen to voicemail. So I don't know the monthly cost. I think it's very inexpensive. I bought Sly Dial years and years ago when I was doing this, but I don't remember how much it was. It doesn't seem like it was that much money, maybe $10 a month or something. But anyway, you're going to get them in writing. You're going to prepare the CMA and put a sticky note on it. You're going to text them that you sent them something that might be of interest about the value of their home. And then you're going to do the Sly Broadcast, which gets into their voicemail. So you've done that whole round robin of communicating with them. Now, one other thing that I like to do. Now, first of all, you know that I am a Buffini-ite. I'm a Tom Ferry-ite, and so I blend a lot of their techniques together. This one in the middle that I just talked about, that's a Tom Ferry-ite. And this one with the item of value is a Brian Buffini. So I would also either do this in 2 mailings or 1. Right now, we're doing 2 mailings. We're doing the items of value and, with a little letter. And then then we do this other one because we're picking just certain kinds of clients. A lot of times we'll do the 5, 5, and 5. When a listing comes up in our farm, we'll do 5 to the left, 5 to the right, and 5 across the street. And we'll do this scenario I just spoke of, which is Tom Ferry's scenario. I know it says from 2 to 5 years, but I do it based on if we list a home, if a new listing comes in our neighborhood, and then also if you want to touch base with your past clients from 2 to 5 years ago to give them the current value of their home. So that's one mailing. Then the other mailing is the item of value with the travel hacks. And being a member of Buffini, I get these and I can share them with you. I believe it has his trademark on it. Hopefully he doesn't mind if I share. Yeah, it does. As long as we give him credit. And I think that's very giving of him. So the summer travel hacks along maybe, I recently sent you a CMA. Hopefully you'll call me if you have any questions or you want to discuss, what your current plans or future plans may be, because a lot of people are thinking, well, should I sell now? Should I sell in a year? Should I wait? And the interest rate's going to go up. Some say yes, some say no. I heard Brian Buffini's podcast today, and he does not believe that the feds are going to increase the interest rates to keep up with him, to equal what inflation is. So if inflation goes to 9%, the interest rates won't. They're saying it's going to stay around 6 or 7, but we'll see. I heard on the news today that they're going to might increase them 2 times this summer. So, we just have to wait and see. But that's where we come in with our expertise with our clients, because we can run the numbers for them and say, well, if you sell your house now with this amount of equity, you have more to put down, and this interest rate, because you live in the payment, you want the interest, you might want to do it now before the interest rates go up, because that's what the news is saying. That's what other people are saying. They're not saying they're going to go skyrocketing up, but they are going to increase. The other thing is that you can buy more home now with the equity you have, because in the event that the interest rates do go up, and we have a small price correction, it's going to affect your equity. So you need to be able to tell that story. And the best way to do it is to do the numbers on a sheet of paper and keep the paper, send it to them. Or if you have that phone conversation, send them the papers, and so that they can see on paper and think about it. Because the other thing, there's another thing that I don't want to get too many ideas going on in your head, but there is the mortgage, how you reduce your mortgage. And let's see, I'll get that maybe for tomorrow, the next day. And you can send that along with them, because people can see, well, I might be paying more interest, but I have a bigger tax deduction. And if I put this much more money into my principal or pay my mortgage twice a month, I'll still get more equity. So there's lots of little ways to approach this, and you have to have knowledge. I was listening to Grant Cardone also this morning, and he said, if you've stopped learning, your clients are going to think you've stopped selling, because if you quit learning all these things that are going on in our dynamic world, and we just get a fire hose of information all the time. I can't keep up. And I'm sure that y'all might be having that issue too. How do you keep up with all the things that are changing? The inflation, is the war really affecting us? Brian Buffini says no. Warren Buffett's out there buying stocks because, he sees the bargain prices that are out there. Anyway, lots of things to look at, and to have conversation pieces. You've got to be able to talk to people. And if they ask you, well, what do you think about the stock market? You better have something to say. So it's a good idea. That's why I love listening to Brian Buffini, because he covers things like that. Now, today's podcast, he did cover the fact that there's been 19 recessions in the United States, and most of them don't last 2 years. I think we had the one, and then a lot of them only last 11 months. And I think during the pandemic, it lasted 2 months. So, and then what classifies something as a recession? Well, they say that if you have 2 months of a slow in the GDP. So I don't know, but listen to him and learn how to define what a recession is, and be able to quote some of the historic recessions that we've had. And I believe next Tuesday, Brian's going to get into the effect of these recessions. But one of the things he's going to do is he's going to make agents as recession-proof as possible. How do you do that? The number one thing is that you get your finances in order, and you have 6 months of reserve for your home finances, and you have 3 months reserved for your business finances. That was his tip for the day. And keep a positive attitude, because life goes on and things come and go, and real estate is it's a hot commodity right now, if you call it a commodity, and it's not going to stop, because there's 43% of the buyers are millennials. They keep coming. They keep getting into that millennial buying stage. So people are living longer. There's all types of reasons why the market is going to continue to be robust. The buyers are here. The buyers are looking for homes. And I mentioned the fact that the people live longer because they're not selling then. So you have to think about that too. Anyway, you all have a beautiful day. Please give me a like. If you are on YouTube, subscribe. And I will put these, the item of value in the group. I will, let's see, I'll probably put that video I did in the group. And maybe you can see some of my improvements. I love you all. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.